So, Secret Level is out, and I've now watched through the first batch of the episodes. Sadly, there is no Concord. I've seen some people already go around on Twitter going, oh, the Concord episode was pulled, which honestly would kind of make a lot of sense considering. I mean, Sony's already kind of been dragged through the mud because of it. Would they really like a reprisal of all of that? But we do now know that there is a group of 7 episodes. Is it 7 or is it 8? 8 in the first batch that just released, which means that the second batch could very well contain the much desired and awaited Concord episode. And there were some screenshots from it as well earlier on I saw, but I have no idea what stage of development that was in. And hey, maybe it will end up being the best of the bunch, which would be rather funny. But no Concord yet. So let's talk a bit about the episodes that we have here and about this series overall, as, you know, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like Amazon's answer to the Disney Star Wars Vision series. You see, you get the drift? Like, hey, we're gonna take a bunch of studios and we're gonna just throw out a bunch of stuff there, just kind of see what lands, which is the general impression I've been getting from Star Wars Visions. And seeing as how they've been treating Star Wars as well, what they've been greenlighting and what they've been cancelling, I feel like I'm pretty much on the money on that one. But anyways, enough preamble. The first episode is Dungeons and Dragons. Now, this begins something that is going to be rather endemic throughout the Secret Level so far. It is all painfully diverse. Except for literally the last episode, which just has Keanu Reeves as Keanu Reeves. The role he plays the best, after all. But pretty much all the others are studiously diverse, which, you know, it is Amazon. They do have diversity quotas on their production studios. That is hardly overly surprising. But the Dungeons and Dragons show, I kind of enjoyed it. It has the modern day character design. Like, it is awful. It is terrible. Everyone looks hideous in this. The goddamn undead lich is one of the most attractive characters, which should put things into a little bit of perspective here. But I did enjoy seeing all of the various spells actually be, you know, carried out on screen and animated, all of that. That was very neat. And the animation quality and the general, like, 3D quality of all of this is outstanding. Every single episode is the peak, the absolute zenith of what we can currently do with 3D and entertainment. Like, some of this stuff is so good, you swear to God there are actual actors in it. It is really, 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 really good. But the Dungeons & Dragons one also kind of, like, it has a story that it then concludes. And you're thinking like, okay, well that was a nice little wrap up to the story, just a simple, you know, D&D adventure. Cool. And then it ends with not ending. It's just kind of stops being a piece of entertainment, and it's like, hey, we summoned Tiamat. Okay, is your world pretty much doomed now, right? You kind of brought about, you know, a creature from the 7th circle of hell or something? You all screwed now? And then it fades to black. Thank you, that was exceedingly unsatisfying. The second episode is Sifu, which I have no idea what is. Apparently it's some kind of old PlayStation game or something. Well, old a couple of years ago, but it is beautiful. It looks cool. It has a neat little story. It has a neat little idea to it, but I guess it kind of asks the question of, like, was it worth dedicating your life to a task, I guess? The cost of revenge and so on. It's neat, but without a whole lot of context, that's pretty much all I can really say about it. Same animation style as Arcane, though, so that's neat. The third one, this is where it actually gets bad. See, the Dungeons & Dragons one, I didn't mind. It had ugly as shit characters, and the storytelling was meh, but at least it looked cool, right? It had all the cool spells, and it felt like a D&D adventure, up until about the last 2 minutes, but New World I really, really disliked. So this is from New World, Amazon's, can we call it failed MMO now? Surely we must. It is one of the least interesting MMOs I have ever seen, ever developed in my opinion, where they get Arnold Schwarzenegger, of all people, Arnold goddamn Schwarzenegger, to voice act this character here, King Aelstrom, who arrives on Eternum and then is just a joke for the entire duration of the episode. The entire thing is just mocking Schwarzenegger, beating him up, killing him over and over again, and having him fail at literally everything. They even give him the sword from Conan, the movie, and just to have it just chop his hand off. It's like, really? Really? Amazon. Your idea of promoting your boring-ass, unoriginal MMO is to get Arnold goddamn Schwarzenegger, and instead of sending him on an epic, cool-ass adventure that we could watch and be like, holy shit, that was awesome, you just denigrate him for like 20 minutes. What? What? The only really charitable take I can give it is that he eventually learns that, you know, the true riches is the friends we had along the way, and that being the king and ruling doesn't really matter. It's your friends. Like, okay, I mean, that would be a good lesson if it was 1998 or something, but you're a bit late, honestly. Terrible. Absolutely unironically terrible. Painful to watch as you sit there waiting for the joke to appear at some point, and the joke appears to be, ha 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 ha, Arnold Schwarzenegger, you're shit. Alright then. Number 4, Unreal Tournament. Ooh, Unreal Tournament. I am so sad this franchise appears to be just dead now, because holy hell, I loved Unreal Tournament. Unreal Tournament 2004 is like one of my favorite games ever. Oh god, it is so good. It is so awesome. I played the shit out of that game. It is such a fun goddamn game. And what we get here is tangentially related at best, really. It's more of a story of, oh, slavery bad, rising up against the evil slavers good. Like, hold on there. I'm pretty sure in the actual story, the slave rebellion not only fails, but the leader of the robot slaves is brainwashed and turned into a murder robot who now just wages eternal war for the benefit of his owners. Not quite the same message, but I suppose that wouldn't fly quite as well in 2024, would it? It's beautiful. Again, it looks cool. I enjoy the stuff that's going on screen. All of it's visually astonishing, but the story is just kind of ass backwards. Again, it would have been great in 1998, but not today. And the conclusion of it, how do the robots win in the end? How do they get their rebellion through? Well, the tech genius who's supposed to be looking over why the robots are suddenly learning how to fight, which seems like a bit of a problem for a, you know, labor group of robots. Well, he removes their network inhibition. He takes away the thing that allows them to connect to the internet, or that refuses their access, and gives them full network access where they take over everything. I'm gonna spoil that for you because it's such a goddamn ridiculous plot point that you need to know before you even get into this. The robotic expert removes the safeguard preventing the robot from hacking the world, and once he does so, does he put it back in again? Does he unplug the server? Does he stop it? No, he taps his keyboard for a bit and then says, oh, that was foolish. Okie dokie then. The Warhammer 40k one, we talked about that on stream. The stream that was then immediately blocked because you're not allowed to show anything. Hopefully just still images will somehow do. The 40k one was very good. I don't... The message in it... See, the animation's excellent, perfect, exceptional. The weight of it, the impact, the slamming, all of the violence, on point, perfect. The story itself has Titus as a young boy who is then recruited, and his mentor is like, even as a boy he knew no fear, the Space Marine slogan, and then he envisions him falling to chaos, which of course rolls nicely into Titus's story, except he does not fall to chaos, of course. He resists it with simple sheer willpower, and at the end, the boy that was Titus is now a fully grown Space Marine and is protecting his mentor, and his mentor looks at him with this kind of look of apprehension, fear, shame almost, and I feel as if the media literacy crowd is going to have a heyday with this, going, no, he's ashamed. He understands now that he created a monster. Like, what could this child be capable of? He's a murdering space fascist now. Oh, he finally realized after sacrificing everything for the Emperor, nothing matters. He's just ruined this child. I swear to Jesus we are going to see that interpretation a lot, but it's also so in keeping with Titus's backstory that I kinda hope I'm just being paranoid with this one. Overall, the story's execution, the visuals, all the action is excellent, and this appears to be kind of like the central point here. So long as Secret Level keeps to what it does well, awesome ass cinematics, and lots of brutal murdering, it does really cool. Whenever it tries to get a little bit more avant-garde or preachy, it fails massively, like the Pac-Man episode. Yes, there's a Pac-Man episode. Does it have anything to do with Pac-Man? Nope, not really. Nope. Yeah, a character completely unrelated to Pac-Man is spawned out of a growing green vat. Pac-Man then goes, hey, wanna eat some creatures? And then drags him outside and gets him to murder a bunch of animals and eat them. Okay, gives him a sword and everything. Like, listen, we gotta get out of the maze here, because I'm trapped in the maze. And the final reveal is that Pac-Man is the ball that looks like Pac-Man. And Pac-Man is evil now. Well, it's Miss Pac-Man, basically, because she's got a female voice. So, Miss Pac-Man is evil. All women, regardless of their form, even if they are simply just golden spheres, are monsters. I gotcha. I understand and I approve. Surprisingly deep Secret Level, but I'll take it. 7, Crossfire comes from a game I've never even heard of, so I have no idea what's going on, but a bunch of people who are all very insistent that they are not the bad guys are shooting at each other, and the shooting is pretty damn cool. A bit of Nito Cheeto modern day military action, which I actually quite enjoyed the shooting part. I'd love to know why they're shooting at each other. As you're never really told. There's just two groups of people, and they're going pew-pew with military weapons, and saying things like, target, I tagged them, deploy, engage, and that's it. Neat, but could have been 5 minutes shorter. If that's all you're gonna give me, you could have done that in about 10 minutes instead of dragging it out like you did. Weird little episode, but again, I'm just happy to be along for the visual ride at that point, I suppose. And the last one of the current batch, Armored Core with Keanu Reeves. Now, this one does the action so much better than the preceding one. In Crossfire, I'm kind of like, okay, pew-pew's nice, pew-pew cool. The Armored Core one, it does the pew-pews. It does the kick-ass action, but it does it really well. It makes you, it gives you the feel of Armored Core, right? Where you see the pilot, pulling the levers, activating all of the buttons, being inside of the Armored Core, running around, killing shit, swinging his weapons, firing missiles. It is a treat. It is a genuine treat, a real treat. It too tries to have a thing where it's like, oh hey, these are your people. They weren't trying to kill you, Keanu Reeves. What are you gonna do? Keanu Reeves is going to be Keanu Reeves. That's what Keanu Reeves is going to do. I'm not surprised there. But the action is brilliant. Really, really fantastic action. And honestly, the best episode of this round of Secret Level. Better than the 40k one, in my opinion. The 40k one was good, the 40k one was great, and definitely the second best, but the Armored Core one, Oh, that makes me want to reinstall the game now, and I wasn't that big of a fan of the game, honestly. So, if that is now getting me like, I really kind of want to play that game again now, then it has succeeded excellently in doing what it was undoubtedly meant to do: raise awareness of the thing that it was pushing forward. And if we got more action like this, I would be very much so on board. Let's get an Armored Core series. Let's go full Gundam style on this, okay? Okay, now, old school Gundam, mind you, not modern Gundam. Let's stay away from modern Gundam. Modern Gundam isn't even Gundam. I'm talking Seed. I'm talking 08th MS Team, okay? Like, even Seed has a lot of haters these days, but compared to, what's the recent one of the lesbians? Which doesn't even have Gundams in it until, like, the last episode. Oh, that one was terrible. Old school Gundam style action with Armored Core. I would watch the shit out of it. And honestly, the secret level thing, parts of it feels like an homage to the video games they're celebrating. The 40k one definitely feels like that. The Armored Core is that. Others, the Dungeons and Dragons ones feels half-hearted at best. The New World one feels actively antagonistic towards its own IP. Like, was your goal to discourage me from playing New World? Because I didn't really need that, but objective achieved, I do suppose. As some of these episodes were quite bad. The standouts are really good, the bad ones are quite bad, and the weird ones, like the Pac-Man ones, like, what? Did you try to get FromSoft on board? Did you really want to make Dark Souls? Because it feels like you really wanted to make Dark Souls, but for some reason your animation studio was stuck with Pac-Man and just had to make it work somehow. It's, all in all, I'd give it a 6 out of 10. A bit stingy, I know, but I feel like the mediocre and the bad outweigh the truly good for Secret Level here, and whilst I did adore a couple of the episodes, as an overall, like, studio production, as Amazon production thing, is like, there's a lot of style, there's a lot of visual flair, but the substance is definitely somewhat lacking from this overall. On the bright side, most of the stories are so short that they can't really get overly ridiculous, so that's nice, except for the whole, summoning Tiamat and ruining the entire end point of your little story there, which would have worked out perfectly if you'd simply just faded to black 2 minutes earlier, but details. I am still looking forward to the Concord episode, though. I feel like that's Amazon's idea here. It is tease them with Concord. They know what everyone wants. It's Concord. They don't care about Arnold Schwarzenegger or Keanu Reeves. No. Those are secondary. Those are small fish. What everyone wants is Concord. And hopefully, we will still receive it on the 17th of December. Until then, I have been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching yet again, and I hope to see you all again soon. Till then, have a good day.